I started playing Genshin Impact in November of 2021. What a horrible decision. Thanks, Pat. Almost 3 years later, a few grand later, thousands of hours later, thousands of artifacts leveled and tossed and screenshotted, I have a character that is rank 1 on the Akasha leaderboards. And, spoiler alert, it is Shenhe. A character I did not like at first, but I love supports, and I didn't like Ayaka at first either, but she's grown on me. She's really fun with Kaya. I have a C6 Kaya, probably like C9, honestly. So, we're going to do an account review because I finally got the missing piece that put Shenhe number 1 on one of the ER brackets on Akasha.cv. I've been strongboxing Noblesse Oblige since about Thanksgiving 2023. And I got it on August 16th, 2024. I have 69 Noblesse pieces that we'll be looking at in a second, with right around 24 off pieces. So it was a journey. I don't roll crit, so the next best thing was to try to get a support rank 1, and I finally did it. And before we get into the artifacts, let's just look at all the inventory and the map and all that stuff. Oh, and why we're standing here is because this is the Noblesse domain, which they changed. It's just 1 rune guard rather than 3 mages. So, of course, we gotta look at the map. Hundreds everywhere. I'm a completionist. I have 1,225 achievements. I don't do my dailies anymore, which is kind of sad. We've got everything completed, including Economia, the Chasm, the Sea, the new... Oh, not the new event. I haven't really touched it. And I've got 6 days. Haven't done a damn thing here. I need the crown. I only have 2 crowns, I think. Need the gear. I also don't really do story quests anymore. That's all I'm missing. But everything else, not friends. We pretty much do everything else. 1,225 achievements. I don't spend resin on ley lines, but that's going to change very soon. And I'm not going to fish 1,500 more times. And I need to do a few Imaginarium Theater things. But as far as secret achievements go, we basically have everything. I haven't finished the main Archon interlude either. Oh, I also haven't finished Kaya or Kave's story quest, hanging out, whatever you want to call it. What a game. Alright, let's see. Inventory. Let's start with the weapons. I've spent quite a bit of Christmas money that I would get on the standard banner, which explains the Skyward Harp, R2 Skyward Atlas, R2 Jade Spear, Wolves. I hit pity on standard banner quite often. I guess we'll go left to right. I got the Hunter's Path and Dea's weapon on the Chronicle Wish, and also the Skyward Blade, which has been its best in slot. My Tignari is cracked, we'll get to him later. I've got Yelan's signature from the Yelan and Zhongli. No, that was not Zhongli. I thought Staff of Homa was Zhongli's signature for a second. Hu Tao, when Yelan and Hu Tao ran together. I got Aqua, Homa, and a Skyward Spine, all in less than 80 pulls. One of the best weapon banners ever. Elegy, I think, was my 6th wish in the weapon banner. When I first started the game, I wanted to put this on Aloy. Oh, times have changed. I got Harp very early, and it's on Sar right now. I was very fortunate to get Wanderer's weapon when he ran with Kokomi. I think I sniped it in like 60 pulls, didn't need to hit 1 fate point. I pulled Lost Prayer because this was for Ningguang at the time because I needed crit rate my Ningguang. Right now she's got Atlas, Engulfing on Raiden. No Dendro. A lot of Dendro missing from this roster. No Nahida on the screen, so my Raiden will never be played in Hyper Bloom. An R2 Calamity Queller, because when I was going for my Mist-Splitter on Ayaka, I got Calamity in back-to-back single pulls. R2 Jade Spear. Don't like to level up standard weapons more than once, so I'll refine them. There's the Homa. Very lucky with Navia's pulls. I think I got her very early, around 25 pity. And then I pulled for a weapon, and I think I got another Skyward Spine. And I got Mist-Splitter, but then also got her weapon. I think this was all within right around 100 pulls, so pretty damn lucky. Wolf's was on Christmas as well. I got this when I lost to the Engulfing Aquila Favonia. Not used since I got Skyward Blade, and then Amos Bow. Also will never use. Battle Pass weapon's not very good. Stringless. Got some Favs. Try to go through this quicker. Sack Jade. I actually think I might want another prototype Amber leveled. It's very good for support characters and for arena teams. Not a fan of Widsith. Fav Codex. Really like this weapon and rifle reward. Just 90'd this today. Got the Catch, which honestly Fav's better on Xiangling, but we keep an open one just in case. And let's see. I rolled all of these, or not rolled. I got all of these while going for Calamity Queller. I got 13 Fav Lances in that banner. Not Calamity Queller, the Mist-Splitter. Crescent Pike, haven't really used it yet, but it's R5 and 90'd. Dragon's Bane, not a bad Claymore for F2P. Serpent Spine is probably the most overrated thing in the entire game. The stacks resetting when you travel, the stacks resetting when you restart a domain. Not a fan of this weapon. White Blind! Blind Eye. Another Fav. Gonna R5 my Wolf Fang in the next Battle Pass. Sapwood Blade's pretty good. Did not chase an R5 Zyphos when Nilu just reran. Started with the Spindle. That is the patch where I started playing. Got this weapon. Pulled for Albedo. Don't regret it, but he stinks. Some swords. Some Favonia swords. Shoutouts to Jeff. Another Fav Lance. Another sword. And then the weapons that we just don't touch. Maybe we'll level them one day. Maybe we won't. I wish I could fodder this. This is supposed to be Kazuha's event weapon. It's terrible. We'll eventually feed this unlocked flute. I do not like to keep weapons that I know I will not ever use, like a spare flute. Some backup TTDSs. Probably need some more, honestly. Oh, there's one more. Skip the artifacts for now. Look at some mats. How many crystal flies I got? That's not on this page. I'm out of Whopper Flowers. That's not good. Never have handguards. Or Spectre mats. Struggle. I haven't done a weekly boss in a very long time. Don't need any of that crap. I'm starting to farm up talent materials again. I just blew a bunch of Kaching. Only 2 spare crowns. We level our characters on this account. This is for Staff of Carlos Sands if I get it eventually, but I got some decent spare mats. Cooking. I try to keep the cooking clean. I keep a signature for every character I don't have. So, this is intel. Besides the main just food I make for the battle pass, these are all the characters that I do not have. Poor Nilu. What else we got here? Lenny. Zhao's green attack food. Sweet dream. No Eula, no child. There's Nahida. And Klee's the last one. Dorky mats. Right around 100 crystal flies again. When you get to less than 10 of these, it is a struggle. And to farm up a few. Not a fisher. Used to be a teapotter, but not really. Just enough to get the furnishings and the gifts, etc. I love how it's a perfectly 4 by, what is this, 10? Yeah, that looks nice. Quest items, not important. Precious items, I like to keep 2 of the sigil. I have all of the spare Akali. Got 88 wishes right now. And no primos and only 100 gems. Yikes. Got plenty of dream solvent. No star glitter. When I get stuff, I use it. And we definitely ain't looking through that. Let's go to the characters. Every character that is favorited has gear on, has a weapon that will work with them, and can basically be played at a moment's notice, besides Kuki. If for some reason I ever play Dendro, I have Kuki ready. But for now, we've just got Yao Yao, Tignari, and Dendro Traveler. Not a Dendro account. I'll start him off with the rank 1 queen herself. We got 29 crit rate and 58 crit damage. And already, that is a hint at this actually isn't the rank 1 build. This is what I'm going to use when I actually play her in teams. Got Noblesse on, she's C0, double crowned, and what I'm actually going to use is the most ironic piece on my account. The only Genshin break I've taken from this game is when I rolled this flower. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was butt naked when I got this flower. Didn't even have my glasses on. No boxers, nothing. Spending my resin after waking up, and I got this flower that was a 4-liner with 4 perfect substats. I instantly fed a piece into it and went to plus 18, and it missed crit every time. And I was outrageous. The plus 20, I believe, hit ER, and for the next 2 weeks, I did not spend my resin. I took a break. That's the only time in this game where I have not spent resin. Of course, it's been capped a few times, and when I say a few, maybe right around a dozen. But I spend my resin. And the irony is, Shenhe wasn't even out at this time. You know, nobody knew anything about the character. They were probably working on it. Maybe her design or something. Her kid was not leaked at all. Nobody knew. And then years later, this is God roll perfect Shenhe piece. So that's what we're going to use. The feather, 4-liner, only hit attack in ER. Ideal, it's beautiful. The sands, 4-liner, only hit attack and crit rate. Perfect. Just got this goblet about a week ago. It's a 3-liner that didn't miss. And the circlet is kind of goofy because crit rate is not very important on her, but I like the ratio. It's a nice 1-to-2 ratio. It's got the flat attack. It's got ER. It looks good. This is rank 23 out of the small 4,000 populated 200 ER bracket because this character is an ER black hole. And it's rank 12 out of the Favonius Lance bracket with 170,000 Shenhes. So that build is cracked. Let's show you what is rank 1. It is this flower that missed into EM on the plus 20. Very, very furious about that. I could have gotten rank 1 weeks ago, months ago, whenever I rolled this piece if it didn't miss. It is this feather, which is a 3-liner with more attack. It's an attack sands. This is the last piece that I rolled. This is the piece that enabled the rank 1. Same goblet. And it is with this circlet. That is a 3-liner that plus forward into a max ER roll and then only hit flat attack. 4,050 attack with Noblesse. Unfortunately, I have to have 1,000 defense on the character, and it is the only character besides your defense scalers that I'm willing to let this happen. Usually unlike Kazuha's, they'll have, over 1,000 attack, over 1,000 defense, and over 1,000 EM. Call it the triple double. It looks terrible I cannot stand how 1000 defense looks in this game. That 3 digits, no, 4 digits, excuse me, do not like it, but we'll take the hit here for rank 1. When this character reruns, I plan on getting at minimum C2. C1 will help with the ER so much. Definitely going to get C2. That helps with the burst. And then I want C6. I want to use Risley with the Shenhe C6. And it's going to cost a lot of money. I only have 88 wishes right now. Keep stalling. She can come on 5.5. The only character I will probably pull in Natlin is the Pyro Archon. Not excited about anyone else, so I am willing to save. Okay, up next, in order, Navia. She has 85.8 crit rate, and I play her the most with my C5 Mona, and C4 Mona gives 15 crit rate during Omen. 15 and 85 is 100. She's got her signature, a nasty two-piece, C0. I like to make a majority of my characters that I play have some type of combination of 8, 9, 10. I crown the talent that's most important, give the second most important one the 9, and then of course the last one will be the 8. So I was going to leave her burst down into like 2, but had the spare materials from, battle pass and events and stuff, leveled it up. Let's look at this two-piece. This is one of the very first gladiator flowers I ever got years ago. It's decent. 3-liner, hit crit, hit attack. What else can you ask for? Off-piece feather that is probably on her best set outside of the Geo set. High attack and high crit damage. I like the 1 crit rate roll, to enable the 85 crit rate for the perfect ratio. Goofy Sands, it is what it is. Unfortunately, the goblet missed into flat attack, but it's fine. And then somehow this is one of my best circlets, and it's not very pleasing looking, but that's 6 substats even though the crit damage is low rolled. I could easily just, if I wanted a little bit more ER, switch to this. Same ratio, a little more ER, but right now we will just use this flower. Ito. Talked about the Ito incident before on this channel. I accidentally pulled him on his first run while trying to buy wishes. I was so new at the game and such an idiot. I spent a 10 stack instead of buying a 10 stack by converting my Prima Gems into wishes. And I was high at pity and I got him. I won the 50-50. Feels bad, man. He's got Serpent Spine, Husk, C0, 10-8-9, and I kind of want his weapon because I don't like Serpent Spine, but the 98 crit rate is nice. Recently rolled this flower. Ridiculous. Don't really like this feather on him because I have really good off-piece options on the feather, but this is fine. The Sands is also goofy. The Goblet is also goofy. These are 2 relatively new. When I was trying to farm for Kokomi, I was getting decent husk pieces. And then I recently realized that I need to put this circle on him when I was trying to force this on Albedo. This circlet is kind of insane. So the crit damage is low, but I much prefer decent crit rate over bad crit rate and high crit damage. It's just preference. I want to consistently see the big number, not sit around and hope I hit the big number. Alfredo. The first limited character that I and my friend group pretty much got when we all started this game. Pat and I got Cinnabar, Husk, C0, Crown the skill, and haven't touched the burst. If he goes to standard banner and I get C2, I will level his burst. Let's look at the artifacts. Perfect 3-liner. Goofy 4-liner that missed in the flight HP. It's fine. Really good sands. The flat defense. You know what? At least the damage. It is what it is. Really annoying bad goblet. Do not have good Geo goblets, especially for him. But the circlet makes up for it. This is somehow the best crit rate circlet on my account. It's got the defense percent and 4 crit damage rolls, even with a max flat defense roll. 65, 137 with a crap ton of defense. Zhongli, one of my crowning jewels. Insane crit ratio. Hu Tao's weapon. What the heck just happened? Two-piece, two-piece. C6. This is my man right here. My analog stick sucks. We're going to use the D-pad. The D-pad doesn't work. Okay. C6, triple crowned. DPS Zhongli. Miss flat attack roll. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. This is a 3-liner. 44 CV from a 3-liner is busted. With the attack percent roll, insane artifact. Very, very old sands. Very old. Perfect piece. My best Geo goblet, and it rolled HP percent one time, will always be on him. And this piece is why I actually stopped doing the nighttime domain. Because I was so frustrated thinking that this would be perfect on Navia, and it hit HP twice. Lost my mind. We're out of there. Randomly got this flower from the Abyss drop. Rolled it, and it enabled the two-piece on Zhongli. This is good for top 200 on Akasha. Insane Zhongli. If you would ask me, Wanderer. He's a midget. Another build that shows that I prefer the crit rate over the crit damage. 2500 attack. Signature. Shimenawa. His best set next to Echoes. C2, baby. Triple crowned. Kind of want C3 or even C4. Would never C6 this character, but I kind of want C4. Long time in the future, though. If I keep playing this curse game. I have 2 Shimenawa flowers. After all this time. Look at all that emblem. Look at all that husk. Look at all that Marchese up there. I have 2 Shimenawa flowers. And this one is very, very old. Insane feather. This is a 3-liner. Pretty much all max rolls except for the crit rate. Double max roll on attack percent. Triple max roll on crit damage. Max EM roll. And 2 high rolls on crit rate. Insane artifact. Off-piece is Lava Walker of all things. Goblet with no crit damage, but that attack percent makes up for it. And the circlet, low roll the crit damage, but the attack percent makes up for it. My Wanderer hits like a truck. Kazuha. I have converted to Fav Kazuha. If, you know, I got R5, Xiphos maybe, but they got me. VV, of course, C0. This is the only character I will ever have 999 because I've shit-talked this character so much that it doesn't feel right giving him a crown anywhere. So he'll be 999. Let's look at the Artie's. Very old flower that I've had forever. Perfect. Goofy feather that rolled 84 EM. We'll take it. Just decided to switch to this today because I was lacking a little bit of EM. Decent off-piece. I have a better off-piece choice that is on Yanfei, but we'll save that for later. Very, very good goblet. And a pretty damn good circlet to roll 21 ER. 27 crit rate is high enough, especially if you're playing him in AoE. He's gonna proc Fav. It's just that simple. Venti, the duo. 277 ER. Stringless. No elegy. Sorry, Venti. VV. C0. 2810. Artifacts. This character is the GOAT. And he's the GOAT because of his burst. Only when the burst works. So what do? We give him a feather with 29 ER. This is my highest ER flower. ER sands. EM goblet with a 29 ER. And a circlet with 22 ER. This is one of those characters. There's a few of them. Him, Bennett, and Kudasara come to mind, where if you switch to them and they don't have burst, you might as well reset. Even though you could use a skill and get your burst, nope. If you switch to them, they have to have burst. It is that simple. And he's one of them. He's the poster child of that, honestly. Well, I guess Bennett is, but that's whatever. Risley. Got... Okay, that's a mistake. Sorry, Yanfei. That actually ruined a bit for later, but it is what it is. Okay. That attack looked a little low. I thought something was wrong. Got 59 crit rate. Close to the Marsha, say. 64. Max crit rate you'd want. There's the MH. C2. Love his burst. He's Cryo Wanderer. If I get C6 Shenhe, I'm going to triple crown him. But until then, 1098. Really weird flower that's like perfect. I double min rolled attack percent, but that's fine because the crit damage rolls are very high. And we have 10 ER. Insane artifact. Pretty solid 3-liner feather. My Marchese attack sands are abysmal, so he will, for now, have the Crimson Witch sands that has been passed around my entire account. If you scale with attack, at one point you have had this sands on. And right now, it is on the Duke. Kind of mid, but kind of really good goblet. You know, a lot of my pieces are like this. One missed roll, but it has attack percent, HP percent, or ER, or defense making up for the lack of crit. A ton of my artifacts look like this. And then maybe my best circlet? It's really good. So I have several off-piece combinations to give him, you know, the nice 63 or 64 crit rate, but for now we're going to do this because when there's Cryo Resonance, 33 minus 11 on his signature would be 22. So minus 11 would be, what is that, 48 crit rate with the Cryo Resonance of 15 will be 63. So that ratio seems fine to me. Ayaka. Kaka. Cannot stand how this character looks. Always liked her burst animation. Her kit's kind of goofy, but her burst is fucking awesome. 160 ER. With no emblem. C0. Don't think I want her C2 because her C1 is so bad. I think I also might have messed up with my 8, 9, 10. But once I get C6 Shenhe, this will actually be better. So now that I think about it, it's fine. This flower is hilarious. I wish that flat defense or EM was attack percent, or of course crit rate. But why this character and Shenhe have to have 80 burst costs? I don't know. It's frustrating. The feather is low rolled into oblivion. The attack is low, the crit damage is low, and the ER is low, but those are the 4 substats. The sands gives the ratio pretty much perfect synergy, and it's got ER and max crit damage roll. She has definitely had this sands on before, and then I get crit rate in the flower, so. One of my worst goblets. These are my 2 cryo onset goblets. I don't have an attack sands that is on Blizzard's Trayer, so very similar to Marchese. And then a pretty damn good circlet that unfortunately missed once. I pretty much only play her with Mona and Freeze, and once again, Mona C4 plus 15, that goes up to 44 if they're frozen, that is 99% crit rate. Raiden. One of my strongest characters. Signature. Emblem, of course. C4. Because I have C6 Chevreuse, and I got C3 and C4 in like less than 30 pulls. It was ridiculous. I think I missed a 50-50 to like Day at this point too, just chasing Chevreuse cons. But they really wanted to give me Raiden, so C4 is not very good. It's the only way I've taken advantage of it so far outside of a national team is I like to play Shock Rock with Navia, and I'll burst really early on Raiden with like, so I'll play Zhongli, Kudasara, Raiden, Navia, and then I'll burst with Raiden, maybe swipe a few times, and then swap to Navia and give her the 30% attack. And it's a nice little chunk of change. That's the only way I've seen it have any use though, outside of giving Xiangling attack. Triple crowns, don't need to. This is worthless and this is worthless, but it looks nice. She's the queen. She's the GOAT. She's number one. Almost forgot the artifacts. My worst piece. With the update coming, I kind of want to get a double crit flower and just pray to God I get 2 attack percent ER, but that would not be worth it, of course. This one helps the ratio the most, but it's not a very good flower. This one, on the other hand, is a perfect 3-liner. I remember rolling this right after Christmas. I said if I get a good feather for Raiden, I will swipe for her C2. And within like 8 hours, I got this feather. The game knows. They're listening. They're cheating. 4-line sands that kind of rolled low, but you cannot... I mean, you can complain about a piece like this, because you should be 10, 20, 11. But you also can't complain about a piece like this, because it's still perfect. Off-piece Goblet, this took me forever to get. Low roll the crit rate, but it's fine. And then my emblem crit rate circlets are all pretty mid. This is the best of the mid, a 5 substatter. Good for almost 77, 143. Nice 1-to-2 ratio. Very solid. Catching. I've played this character for like maybe 9 minutes total. She's got Haran on, 2-piece, 2-piece, C4. Her talents were 666 for a while. We just got him up to 888, and obviously I came up short. If I end up liking her, maybe I'll crown something. I don't even know what I would crown. I don't know how this character works. Flower, triple min roll EM. 16 times 3 with rounding is 49. Very frustrating. Fuck you, Pat. Shimenawa's feather. Fun fact, this is a 4-liner and is worse than this piece. The attack is lower, the crit rate is lower, and the crit damage is lower. And it has 1 extra substat. Isn't this an incredible video game? The crit damage is not lower, but it has less CV. So, that's where I was going for with that. Kind of insane off-piece sands. With some low rolls. Goofy Goblet, another classic Mike Syphex Goblet, Jesus Christ. And then this piece has too much ER, but it completes the 2-piece, 2-piece. With one of her talents, I think it is, she gets 15 crit rate after something, so that's like 87 crit rate. That's pretty good. Tignari. Big T. I have kind of an insane Tignari that I've used for like an hour. C0. Hopefully soon I lose a 50-50 to this man, because with the 5.0 coming, I am getting C5 Dea. I am not getting C1 Tignari. And I ended up burning a crown on this idiot after getting his weapon. Really good flower. Perfect 3-liner. One of the oldest pieces on my account. I think I got this in 2021. Insane artifact, but also don't need the ER, and I don't need the attack. But as you can see, it's the only Wanderer's Troop feather that I have. Off-piece is the only piece that has defense or HP. But it's a 4-liner that hit crit damage and only attack percent. We'll show off his sands later, where my Tignari will have no defense or HP rolls. Goblet is so, like, I think this is a 4-liner too. I don't even know if the AM rolls are high. It's a cursed piece. And then I'm overcapped on ER, but it looks nice. I could use this circlet to get some crit rate, but I like just not having defense rolls. It's pretty damn good. Need C1 though. Dendro Traveler. Sack Sword. Deepwood. C6. Hell yeah. Story mode. Level 9 burst. +3. Just got this flower, and this flower is a doozy. 47 CV. Rolled this like 2 days ago, I think. I didn't know who to give it to, so I gave it to, what's her name? Lumine. Let's go. Weird Feather, no ER, no EM, bad. Attack Sands, could swap these. Probably will one day. Goofy Goblet, Goofy Circlet, not much to say. I don't play Dendro. Farina. I was one of the biggest haters, still am, on Farina. But I'm a sucker for supports, so I went from passing on her initial release to getting C2 on her rerun. And I crowned her burst instantly without playing the character one time. I don't even care about her skill damage, but with the new Battle Pass books coming, I will probably get the Justice books, and we'll probably crown that. Frustrating Flower. I want to say the plus 20 hit defense. I don't remember. Really weird Feather that's like perfect. My highest CV piece on my account. And it's that low roll of crit damage. This is good for just over 48, I believe. It makes your crit ratio insane. Almost 1 to 2 perfectly with a very chunky amount of ER. I don't know how people play this character without Fav. She's insane with Fav too, because you cast her skill and then burst, and she's going to catch her own particles. You have a bunch of minions, 3 different chances to crit. This character is insane. Cannot stand her lore. Oh, I didn't show the circlet. Or the goblet. I'd love to get this on Xingqiu, but for now, it's going to be on her, because this is my only HP goblet, and nah, yeah. And then this is the circlet, which is actually insane. Nervalette. Not much to say about this character. He is broken. Sack Jade all the way. C1. 1 crown. Busted build here coming. This used to be top 100, but I got shoved out. Perfect reliner. Max roll of HP. Another perfect 3-liner. 3 max rolls of HP. 5.8 times 3 with the game's rounding is 17.5. I actually have no idea if that's true. I'm going to get a calculator right now. 5.8 x 3 is 17.4. See? I should have trusted my gut. This is somehow my best Sans form. It's good. Could be better. Ah. And the dumbest piece on my account. The triple flat stat 40 crit damage Hydro Goblet. And then almost 1 roll away from the perfect circlet. If that flat HP was HP percent, and I got up to like 21, or 20 I mean, woo! We'd be very high in the leaderboards. I haven't done this yet, but I want to show off another build that I like to use for the vape teams. We use this flower, and then change to this Sans. And then we onset the goblet, which also has a missed flat HP roll. Same ratio, but we have 126 EM. And this piece is absolutely insane. 5 damage rolls with the HP and crit damage with the 3 high rolls of EM plus the ER. So good. So good. Yelan. I have one of the best Yelans. But she's also kind of cope because I could use like 2 more ER rolls and then she'd be perfect. I'd never switch one artifact. She's on Aqua. 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Tenacity. C1. Crowned Burst. No emblem. My emblem's trash. It's definitely for Yelan. My emblem is trash. The flower. 4-liner. Perfect substats. No ER. The feather. Perfect substats. Kind of low rolls on the crit damage. Just got this Sans. Strong boxing Noblesse for almost a year straight. Missed flat attack once, but look at the crit rate. It's so high. Look at the crit damage. If that flat attack went into ER, the goblet. Pretty damn good. No ER. And then this stupid circlet. You know why this is stupid? This is not the same circlet. The one on the right is a 4-liner, and it missed into flat defense. The crit damage is virtually the same, the HP is the exact same, and the ERs are both low. Very annoying. The ratio is insane though. Pretty much never not crit. The crit damage is healthy. The ER is too low though. 140, one more ER roll would be gravy, either on the flower or traded on the sands. The cock. No crit rolls. Thrilling Tales, or of course Prototype Amber. Ocean Hued, C0, and we spent a crown on Kokomi. Let's go. Ocean Hued. I tried to build a Kokomi with no crit or defense, and it was some of the most frustrating shit I have ever gone through on any game. It is harder to build crit on a carry than it is to build Kokomi with no crit and no defense. Oh my god. So this flower was almost perfect. It's the only Ocean Hue flower I have. This feather, bunch of HP percent, got an ER roll in there. The attack percent helps, but not that much. No crit. The sands, very good. We snuck a flat HP roll in there and a bunch of high roll of VR. And then, ew. This is the last piece I needed to complete the 4-piece. It was either this or the circlet. And I settled for this. The double flat defense miss and the attack percent. And that flat HP was chilling right there! I have so many artifacts with missed flat HP. And this one couldn't join the club. Damn it. And no, I'm not using this. And then this is the most recent healing bonus circlet that I've leveled. There's the flat HP. We found it. No ER. But that's alright. Crap ton of HP percent. I actually have not used her yet with the hypercarry team of her, Farina, Kazuha, and either Xingqiu for comfort or Yelan. I need to go do that. Mona. Mona can have, I shit you not, I think at least 6 different 4-pieces. Crown to burst, and I might actually level up the skill one more time to get the 2, 8, 10 flavor onto her. For right now, she's on exile. One of my cursed noblesse flowers. She has, I interchange Prototype Amber with her and Lisa. So imagine this is a Prototype Amber build. A lot of HP for healing. Exile ER Feather. Hilarious Sands. Very good Goblet. And a healing bonus Circlet. By the way, my 4-star artifacts. Poppin'. We'll get to those later. Speaking of those sets that you could use. She's excellent with Noblesse. You could try to carry with her, with Marechaussee, after her burst, and just mash auto attacks, especially with her random, I think it's C2, where her auto attacks can become charge attacks. You can use Emblem on her, burst support DPS, Tenacity for freeze. She can use Wanderers for vaping. And of course, she can use Exile and Instructors for support capabilities. So you can have a lot of different Mona builds. So this is definitely not the one and only. Arlecchino. 99 crit rate. It just dawned on me the other day to switch flowers with her. I was using this flower because the substats are gravy, but I don't crit enough. Oh, I was using that flower with Deathmatch, and it was 97 crit rate. But this flower adds up to 99 crit rate which is very, very nice. Frustrating circlet right there. C1, I'm probably going to get C2. And once I get C2, I will commit to leveling her talents. I was at 10-1-1 for the longest time. But we got 99 crit rate. Lower crit damage, but like I said before, I prefer consistently seeing the big numbers. Ah, here we go. I have the best day in the game. Not even joking. This is the best day you're going to see. First of all, I have Elite Attack, 1337. I have 420 EM. Elite Attack and 420 EM. If that defense was 666, I wouldn't even need to show the artifacts. We got our signature from the Chronicle. We've got Emblem on. We're at C4. We're going to get C5 and then hopefully lose a 50-50 for C6 very quickly. Once I get that C6, I'll triple crown. For now, I'll wait. Let's look at the artifacts. The Flower. Very good 3-liner. Perfect substats for what we're trying to do. The Feather. Bonkers 4-liner. That all went to EM basically. The Sands. This is what I was talking about with Tignari. If I put this on Tignari, he has no defense or HP rolls. But for now, it's on the Queen. The Goblet, unfortunately, kind of low rolled the crit rate. This is a 4-liner. So if the rolls were average, you'd be like 14-14. But it's actually fate. Because once I show the ratio, because of this absolutely bonkers circlet, we have 75 over 182. The team I play her in is double hydro, double vape. You get the hydro resonance, and you get the attack boost. With Bennett, Mona, Farina. I have C4 Mona, that gives 15 crit rate. And her C6 gives her burst 10 crit rate. 25 plus 75 is exactly 100. This is the best day in the game. My Yunjin is busted. My analog stick is starting to piss me off. Another Fav. Jesus Christ. C6. Got the C6 from Standard Banner. Clutch. Just a random pull from the beginning of the month. Nailed it. Crown the burst. Not touching the skill. Artifacts. Perfect Flower. No crit rate, but perfect Flower. Feather. Perfect. Sands. Literally perfect. This is, if this was a Shenhe piece on Noblesse, and you just traded the defense for attack, I would have been rank 1 maybe a year ago. Goblet. Missed in flat HP, but other than that, perfect. And very solid defense circlet. I wish the rolls were a little bit higher. I wish maybe one more ER roll. I have different Yunjin setups, but this one is the one I prefer to show off. Goro. This little bastard. This ugly motherfucker right here. He's got Fav on. He's got Noblesse. C6. Because of the event, I had C5 Goro for, I think, around a year. And I refused to play Ito until I got C6 Goro. So, we got him from the event. Not leveling any talents anymore. Oh, another thing is, if they're not going to normal attack, I like to level up their normal attack once to anoint them. So, if you see a 2, that's what that means. Noblesse. The Goro is busted. Flower. Unbelievable. If I could put this on Yunjin, I would, but Yunjin's Flower is fine. Feather. Got this recently. What else do we need? Do you want more defense? Sure, we have more defense. Defense Sands. Look at that crit rate. And funny enough, I have 2 defense Sands that are basically identical. So we have this one, and we have this one. Same flat attack, same crit rate, same crit damage, and only the ER is a % off. What in God's name is this? Goblet, I've had this for so long. Perfect. Circlet, I have also had this for so long. This used to be on Yunjin, but I couldn't 4-piece Goro without this circlet, so I was fortunate enough to get that Emblem 1 on Yunjin. This thing is a heater. What is that? Ugh. My Goro is ridiculous. I also got this artifact recently. Cannot stand how good Margoro is. Ning Wong. My OG crush on this game. She's still top 5, so it is what it is. 2-piece, 2-piece, C6. My first triple crown. And I have not used her in the Abyss in a very long time. Like, we're talking a very long time. What is she wearing right now? A Song of Days Past flower as the off-piece. It better be good. It's a 3-liner with perfect subsets. The flat attack is max, the attack percent is max, the crit rate is high, the crit damage could be better. Hilarious. The feather, this is one of my oldest feathers. I try to sometimes have the older pieces on the older characters that I like. So, I've had this feather for a very long time. It's on her. Same with this Sands. That flat defense kills me. But the Sands is crazy. Oh, the flat attack on the Goblet. God damn it. Look at the flat rolls missed. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3 very good pieces that could be that much better. I don't really know how to fully optimize this character, honestly. She's the 4-star that should have been a 5-star. She's kind of clunky. I like the high crit rate. I don't think she needs a 2-piece attack with a goddamn R2 Skyward Atlas, because the thing gives so much attack. And I like to play her with Bennett, so it is what it is. But we're done with Geo. Farazan, Fav, Tenacity, C6. Investment. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I love to min-max my 4-star supports, and we're really going to see that right now with this awful Farazan build. Actually, no. Before we show off the artifacts, 88 over 62, 250 ER. Pretty good flower. I wish the crit damage was crit rate. Perfect example of an insane piece that might make your crit damage look awful, but if the character's job is when you swap into them, they use one ability and proc Fav, you cannot ask for a better piece than this. Same thing. It missed once, but it's an ER Sands, 14 crit rate. And I'm pretty sure I got these 2 pieces within like 2 days of each other. Spoilers on Chevrolet. Pat was actually in my living room, in my apartment, when I rolled this piece. I think it hit into flat defense on like the +8, and then it just went full gas into crit rate. And this was actually on one of my Shenhe builds that peaked like top 5. That was one step set away, and if it hit flat attack or ER, I might have had a rank 1 Shenhe over a year ago. And then one of the worst pieces on my account, but I have no crit rate, crit damage, tenacity circlets, and this is my only crit rate one with ER, so yikes. Mika. Built him recently because of Farina. I had C6 Mika because he ran with the Shenhe Ayaka banner, and I spent a lot of Prima Gems and a lot of money on that account, or banner. Almost 45k HP. Got one of the event polearms. Really good stats. Noblesse, C6. If I'm not convinced that their talents matter that much, I'll keep them at 8-8. So, him, Yao Yao's in here, Rosaria. We'll see more. Ridiculous artifacts. There aren't leaderboards for these supports, but I'm convinced I'd be like top 10 for a lot of them. Look at this flower. I think it's one roll that wasn't max, and then all of the other rolls are max. And it's a 4-liner that also has ER. What is this flower? Feather. Perfect. Don't need crit, not using Fav. Sands, off piece. 20 ER with the flat HP and the crit just in case we want to use Fav. Goblet. Also insane. Max crit rate roll with high ER and the flat HP. And then it all comes crashing down in the circlet. I have another circlet that has 12 ER and some crit, but I haven't noticed that this character needs ER that much with this weapon, so I'll take the 14 HP percent. Insane Mika. Rosaria. The crit busting support. Booba. She got R5 deathmatch. Noblesse. 69 Noblesse pieces. They gotta go on the characters, right? C6. No crown. Perfect 3-liner. Just chilling. I remember I rolled this while I was working next to my mom. Work from home. I'm an accountant. Bookkeeper, whatever you want to call it. And the plus 20 hit flat defense. And she didn't understand why I was upset. Huh. Very frustrating. If this thing had like 21 crit rate, or just, if it hit crit damage, why did the plus 20 have to hit flat defense? Are you kidding me? But it's a perfect Rosaria piece. Sands. A lot of my pieces have one missed roll. God damn it. Yep. No cryo, no bless goblets. After 3 years, not one. Insane circlet to make up for the missed rolls. Very, very good circlet. She does her job. Swap to her. Skill. Burst. Give the team crit rate buffs. She's going to have 100% crit rate. It's very nice. Kaya. A little bit low crit rate, but we've got Wolfang on him. Got plenty ER. A lot of crit damage. Gonna R5 this next battle pass. I think I already said that. We got Emblem. C6. I've gotten him since the C6. I would pull on Standard Banner randomly, and I get Kai cons. I don't know. Triple crowned. This character is unbelievable. C1 is pretty damn good if you're going to on-field. C2 is broken. 100% burst uptime is ridiculous on a character like this. C4 is woeful, one of the worst in the game. And C6 just turns him into a monster. Let's look at the artifacts. My leftover emblem flower that could easily go on Raiden for 0.8 more crit rate. But that flat defense roll and the double flat is frustrating. Hilarious Feather. I got low rolled the shit out of on the crit damage because this is a 4-liner. And it's only 43 CV when the max is, 54? So I'm missing a full crit and a half roll, unfortunately. But it's a good artifact, though. Really good solid sands that I've had for a very long time. Really good solid goblets that I've had for a very long time. And this is one of my first emblem goblets. It missed flat into the defense percent, unfortunately, when all those other juicy substats are chilling there. If I could get enough crit rate on Raiden, of course I would love to use this circlet on Raiden. But I don't like crit fishing. Kujo Sara. One of the coolest looking characters in the game. How do I swing her around? There we go. Don't like her shoes, but man, she's so goddamn cool. Skyward Harp. Emblem. C6. Crowned skill. For the max Raiden buff. And if I like this game more and get more crowns, I'll probably end up crowning a burst. Flower that used to be on Shining Link for the longest time. Just pretty much using it for the ER, crit substats and stuff. I cannot stand when this character doesn't have burst, because her skill is very clunky. So, weird off-piece sands that unfortunately had to miss once. And this circlet, or not circlet, goblet is kind of crazy. 30 CV. I remember rolling this while in a group chat and wasn't saying anything. Because the first 3 rolls were min rolls. And then the next 2 were max rolls. You know what? I'm going to go check my Enka to make sure. My memory on this shit is kind of cracked. Let's see. Kujo Sara. There you are. Okay, I wasn't right at all. The first 3 rolls were min rolls, and then it was the second highest, and then the one that's in between. So, no max rolls, unfortunately, which is why the CV is so low. But it's fine, because we can use a crit damage circlet pretty comfortably on a 4-star, and I like that 17 ER. Pretty good crit rate. Could honestly use more ER. Official. She took all of the ER. Official was one of the first 4-stars I pulled. Elegy was my first 5-star. I just like having this weapon on her. The buff is so good. You get the EM and Dendro teams, or it doesn't matter. You get the attack percent bonus. She doesn't really need that much ER, but it makes her building very easy. 100% uptime on everything. Got Golden Troop, C6, crowned her skill, and 9'd her freaking auto. At one point I thought I was going to play physical official carry, but I never did it. So, Dendro Flower. When I'm not playing Dendro, interchange it with this one. Dendro Feather. And when I'm not playing Dendro, interchange it with this one. Same stats. Same pieces. Don't have any attack sands on Golden Troop. So this is our off piece. It's clean. One of the best pieces of my account right here. It's a 3-liner. It's on set. It did what it needed to do. And goddamn flat HP. Good official. Yao Yao. Goddamn, she's small. Right now she's on Rifle Reward with Instructors. Only C2. This is the only non-constellation character that I've basically built as far as 4 stars. No crowns. If you're going to build a 4-star artifact set on a character that relies on healing off of HP, always give them a 5-star feather or flower. Don't listen to people saying 5-star ER sands. Everything scales off of the flower's base, so you want the base 4780 that you get from the flower, and then of course this has 26 HP percent, so that helps a lot. I actually just rolled this feather a few days ago. It's perfect. Solid sands. Pretty good goblet. Spoilers, but I also have this if I need more ER. And then a healing bonus. Instructor's Circlet with crit rate in ER. My 4-star artifacts are insane. So just in case I wanted to use Fav, I could adjust a few things and get over 30 crit rate. But right now she's going to hold the rifle reward. Xingqiu. I think I have one of the best Xingqius in the world. Missplitter. Noblesse. C6. Crowned Burst. Perfect Flower. Perfect Feather. Near perfect sands, but we'll call it perfect. Hilarious Goblet, that's basically perfect. And one of the oldest pieces of my account. Perfect sands. This is 40 substats if you count the EM. And only one 4-liner. And it's the Feather, which low rolled. So it could be better, but it's also just perfect. Chevreuse. 5 Lance. Tenacity. C6, baby. Wailed. Another character with the 888. I don't mind going over the 48k because she still gets healing, but the attack buff stops at 40k. But we've got some proc fav kind of looking pieces. Really good. A lot of substats. Very good Chevreuse. I'd love to try to actually do damage with her because you can do some pretty crazy things with her skill that, you know, shooting her gun 3 times, but this is good for now. Thomas cute ass. Over 50 crit rate with Favonius, which is insane. I'm telling you, the investment on these characters, the artifacts that I've chased that other people would never even lock, it's absurd. Perfect Flower. Insane Feather. 4-liner, high HP, high crit rate. Meh ER, but it is what it is. Actually, this is the last Noblesse piece that I ever plus 20. This is going to be the end. This is number 69 right here. And number 69 I think hit flat HP on the plus 20, but this is fine. Good Goblet, and one of the ugliest perfect artifacts you'll ever see. We have the high crit rate, we have the ER, that's a min roll, and 1076 flat HP. This was a 4-liner, and it hit crit rate twice, so that means that's 3 rolls plus the initial one. We're going to do 1076 divided by 4. The average is 269. Okay, so that's pretty high flat HP rolls. And Thomas' shield is kind of squishy. So that flat HP hitting me over 30,000 is actually pretty nice. I could use an HP Sands. Probably should actually, because Thoma's C4 is pretty crazy. So You know what? We're actually going to do that right now. Would you look at that? Still a 50 crit rate, 174 ER. I'm going to give this a try, just to make the shield a little beefier. Yanfei. Give me back my weapon, Risley. I stumbled into this build while preparing to make this video. I don't have her talents leveled. I've never used this character on field. The only time I've ever used her is to take advantage of C4 with Thrilling Tales. And it was kind of fun. And I'd give her two pieces that you'll see in like Lisa later. But it's not worth it. I'm actually going to try her on field soon. Perfect flower. Perfect flower. Hilarious feather. Low rolled the crap out of the crit damage, but we've got the attack percent, we've got the EM. This was the sands I was talking about with Kazuha. If she wasn't using this, I'd put this on Kazuha. Cursed Goblet. Missed once, and it's on the wrong set. But still basically perfect. Unbelievable Circlet. Max attack, 3 max EM rolls, high ER, and crit rate. And this adds up to essentially a perfect ratio. 93.3 crit rate. 99.3 crit rate. My mistake. Bennett's. Bennett, like Mona, can wear Instructors, Exile, Noblesse. Can probably try to DPS. I've had some goofy ass builds where I didn't even need the Noblesse and I just wanted him to vape. So I'd go like two piece with Wanderers. Skyward Blade, his best weapon. It's not an argument. It's a fact. Noblesse for this build, and as you can see, +0 on defense. +0. C6. C6 your Bennett, guys. Let's look at the artifacts. This one was frustrating, because the +20 hit EM. If it hit HP percent, if it hit ER, 35 ER, woo! It is what it is. This is my highest ER flower. So, I was chasing this for a very long time. One of the reasons I was strongboxing Noblesse was to min-max my Bennett. Because the only time I have trouble with ER in this character is playing Wanderer Hypercarry teams where I don't even use my Bennett skill anymore. I have so much ER. Did I show it? Yeah, I have 340 ER. I can't remember the last time I used my Bennett skill. So, this flower, this feather, another missed EM roll, curses, this sands. I could use the one that Toma just swapped off of for a little bit more HP and for arena teams, but look at that crit rate. And then this goblet that I got not too long ago, almost 30 ER with another missed EM roll. Starting to sense a pattern. And then no missed EM roll, a crit rate circlet with 24 ER and a nice chunky 15% HP to help with the healing. If I needed more healing, I have options, so we'll see later. But yeah, 56. Oh my god, if that was 56 over 56, you know how hype that would be. But you cannot have 56.4 crit damage. That's just not possible. That 55 is from one min roll on crit damage. But yeah, no defense rolls and over 340 ER. I bet it's ridiculous. Fortunately, my Xiangling has gotten leftovers. They're decent leftovers, like this, and like this one. I'm back on an ER Sands. You can use attack, ER, EM. The Sands will change all the time. I really like this goblet that I got not too long ago, and then I've had this circlet forever. So with the catch, we're up to almost 70 crit rate with really high crit damage. My Xiangling build changes all the time, but for this video, that's what it is. Chung Yun, I don't use this character ever, but I have built him in preparing for the C6 Shenhe Glory Days. With Cryo Resonance, he'll have over 80 crit rate. Nice Favonius Flower. ER Feather that, honestly, I could probably put something else on him. Oh boy. Oh yeah. No, it's cursed. I want to actually do some damage on Chongyun because his burst is so cool. Insane attack sands. Cursed Golden Troop Goblet. If this was on Marchusei and that flat HP hit anything else, oh my god, the Risley would be so much better. And then Goofy Circlet. Doesn't really matter. Not too bad. My Beto, just changed her the other day. Not level 90. And not sold on her. We'll probably end up using a crown on her burst. Don't really play this character that much, but I've had the most fun with her recently in Arlecchino Chevreuse teams. Which is why she's on Noblesse as well. I have a lot of Noblesse pieces. This is not a drill. No one shares. And somehow we still have artifact quality this high. ER Sands, because Wolf's Gravestone gives a boatload of attack. Another goofy ass goblet with one missed flat roll. What the hell is going on? And I actually just rolled this circlet very recently. It just only hit ER. It just, okay. The crit rate's a little bit low, but it is what it is. Beto's kind of meh. And then now we finally have characters that aren't really leveled. I'll try to speed things up here. VV, C2 Gene. No talent investment yet. Don't really play this character. I kind of like her for the open world. Sayu, same story. High crit rate just in case I want to use Favonius. No C6. Leveled her talents a little bit. Would love to get this on Ito, but the ratios just don't work and then with the off pieces. Lisa, I've been having a lot of fun playing this character in Nervalette hypercarry teams with Farina and Kazuha. Her burst is unbelievable. With this right here, opponents hit by the lightning rose have their defense decreased by 15% for 10 seconds. So the moment her burst ends, you're going to get that additional 9% or 9 seconds of debuffing. So you don't have to invest in her at all. She just needs to be higher than level 60 to activate her A4. I have C6 from the Chronicle banner. Really good flower, really good feather, really good sands, insane goblet with the 24 ER, and a healing bonus circlet that is very nice to look at. Prototype Amber. Bunch of wasted investment, but it looks nice. It is what it is. And then the second and last character is Kuki, who I have never used in combat outside of dailies, which is how she got to level 21. Oh, we level everyone, by the way, to level 20 to get the wish. Are you kidding me? Tenacity, C2. I don't even remember getting C2. Level 1 talents. These might be the best artifacts on any character. As you can see from the top right, plus 0 defense. Flower. This used to be in Kokomi. If I was playing Freeze, I put this on Kokomi. It's perfect. I got this. This might be my first plus 20 Tenacity Feather. So I've had this for a very long time. No one's using this right now? That's fucking crazy. Unbelievable feather. Perfect looking EM Sands. HP percent. Don't know if she wants crit or ER. Goofy ass goblet. 22 HP percent with the crit rate. And then the off piece, one of 3 gilded pieces I have. Of course, another missed flat roll. If that was another HP percent roll or like 18 crit rate, woo! The plus 0 defense, of course the HP and attack look low. Well, not the attack, yes the attack. Look low because she's level 20, but if I were to play his character, I'm pretty sure this build is bussin'. And the last one, I don't know how Charlotte works, I'm gonna be honest. I know that she applies cryo and can hold drilling tails. I have C0. I don't remember even getting this character. But I have her on exile with some attack scaling. It is what it is. Fun fact, I'm tied for the highest CV exile set in the world. This flower is hilarious. This feather. the circlet or sands that's on Mona, this goblet, and then basically any 5-star circlet. And I'm one of 7 people that have over 30. I don't know how to frame it, but this is a lot of crit, and it looks terrible, but that is a lot of crit for a 4-star artifact set. I'm tied with 7 other people. What was she even on? Oh boy. So that's it for the characters. Before we look at the rest of the artifacts, let's look at the noblesse, or the noblesse history. I wish. I haven't been playing that much recently. Did this Abyss? Is this once or twice? I don't even know. Did the last one quite a bit to test the newly acquired Farina. But besides that, I've kind of lost my love for this game. Because in 2023, in the beginning of 2024, I mean, look at that. There we go. We ran this one quite a few times. Kazuha 170 times. I liked this Abyss. I had fun with this one. Whew! Last year this time. I like that one too. Okay, to finish this video a little bit quicker, hopefully, we have to look at the rest of the artifacts, because I'm a crazy person. And to do that, we will show not equipped. I almost got rank 1 Shenhe from getting Spiral Abyss rewards on the fragment set. I got this feather, which is very good, and then I got a flower that was a 4-liner with attack percent, crit rate, ER, and flat attack. And on the plus 12, it only went attack percent. I was like, oh my god, this is it. And then a plus 16 and the plus 20, it hit flat attack, and the dream is dead. I also have this Sands, which is almost a carbon copy of the one that we saw an hour ago. And this Goblet, this is an insane 2-piece combo that if I ever don't want Shenhe for Noblesse, she will wear these two, for sure. Really good Song of Days Pass Sands for the HP scalers out there. Flower that we've seen. Miss Flat Roll. Good Ito piece or Albedo. Good piece, Albedo. Might shard this soon. Frustrating EM Sands. Very good Sands. Frustrating Goblet. Also a frustrating circlet. I got this kind of recently, low rolled the crap out of, but it's a 4-liner. God damn it. Insane Flower. Kind of a goofy 3-liner that I might get rid of. Very good on Nervalet. We've seen that one. Yeah. These are my attack stance. Blech. I thought that this was going to be on Clarend, but she doesn't really want this set because she has way too much crit rate. And I do not have Clarend. Brain Freeze. Goblet that we've seen. Hilarious Dendro Goblet. One of about 20 off-piece Shenhe things that we will see. We've already seen these 3. Here's number 4. Insane Circlet for any character that is overcapped on crit rate in one's attack. I got this from the Spiral Abyss. If I ever go for this set, I have a starter piece for Dea. Goofy 4-liner. Another 3-liner with 1 missed roll that just won't be used, but I won't get rid of. OG Kazuha piece right here. This could also go on Dendro Traveler. I don't know. This used to be on Zhongli for the longest time with this circlet. Hilarious Goblet. My ocean-hued circlets are insane. This, if I could get this on Dea and she could have enough crit rate, oh boy. That's what we call a perfect 4-liner. 86 EM with the max crit damage roll. I actually used the Genshin Optimizer about 2 months ago and it wanted me to put this on my Arlecchino. I can see why. And then another perfect circlet. Cursed. Cursed ocean-hued pieces. So much crit. Man, if that crit damage didn't min roll. Frustrating. Really good Yunjin piece if I don't think I need the crit rate. I'd like to get this on Ito, but the build goes from 98 crit rate to 85, and 98's better. There it is. There it is. Good Kujosara pieces right here, if I don't care about her critting and I just need her burst. Another Shenhe piece. Actually pretty solid sands. This will be on Dea in case she needs ER. Really good EM sands. Pretty damn solid sands that we throw on Xiangling. And another kind of mid HP sands that's still fine. One of the more frustrating pieces in the account right here. 4-liner that missed twice. One of the only 4-liners you'll see that I have that it misses multiple times. But Nemo on Emblem, gotta keep it. I like to throw this on Yelan when I don't care about her damage. Same thing for Xiangling right here. Another Shenhe off piece. If the character is overcapped, this is an excellent piece. Insane Toma piece if I want to go 2-2. Kind of goofy circlet that's mid as fuck, like all of my other crit rate circlets. I couldn't quite get enough crit rate on my Yelan to make this circlet work. Same with this one. Still really solid. Had this for a very, very long time. Very, very long time. Thanos piece, perfectly balanced. ER Shimenawa, backup piece. Decent backup feathers. Another fucking missed roll. This piece is insane. This right here is one of the main reasons why I want C2 Arlecchino and a 4-piece Shimenawa on her. I'd steal Wanderer's Feather, I'd steal his flower, and I'd steal his circlet and throw this sands on for the 4-piece. Double max roll EM, high crit damage, max roll crit rate. Her rerun can't come soon enough, I'm excited. Oh, this is one of my oldest pieces of my account. 42 CV with the double defense. It's good, and it's disgusting. Hey, no miss flat defense roll. Would you look at that? Another Shenhe. Really solid Dea piece, or even like Zhongli if I have enough crit rate. I had this on Rosario for a bit, but she's on Noblesse now. Really goofy ass, very, very strong Pale Flame pieces that I've kept when I was farming Tenacity. This flower is basically perfect. This flower is also basically perfect. I would like to play physical Zhongli, and this would be just throw that shit on him. 96 EM. If I want full gas Kazuha and I don't care about ER, this is the feather I use. My sands are kind of crazy. They're not on anyone. And then backup Yujin Goblet. I want to try with her with 2-2, and this would be the off piece. It's perfect. Just another decent looking flower chilling. This was on Venti until I switched his feather a few hours ago. It took me so long to get an attack sands on Tenacity. Oh my god. This is also one of the oldest pieces of my account. If I don't care about Bennett healing, I switch to this goblet because it's even more ER. I also really like this piece. I actually got rid of another Kokomi goblet that had 17 HP%. Rest in peace. Oh. The rolls on this one are high. I think if that defense percent was flat attack, I would have had a rank 1 Shenhe. With this, really good, ugly looking circlet. And fun fact, some of my older speedruns had this circlet on my Yelan because thick damage. If she actually crits, she's better off with an HP circlet if the substats are good. Probably the same thing with Nervalet. I actually just foddered my 4-piece set of Archaic Petra. I had a Sans with 20% defense, and I didn't want it anymore. So if I want to get one back, I'm going to have to strongbox this stupid-ass set again. But the flower is pretty good. I have an HP goblet on Chevreuse right now, but this goblet is actually cracked for my Raiden. If I don't care about the crit rate and I want to fish, I put this goblet on. And then spare circlet is pretty damn solid. This was one of the first runs that I did when I finally started doing the Noblesse domain about 3 weeks, maybe a month ago. And it's a perfect goblet. It's triple max ER. Is that true? No, it's not true. The ER is high, it hit flat attack, and it hit crit rate. But it's on the stupid ass set. And then we have the Noblesse pieces that are not on anyone. Shenhe, general use with the EM scaling. Shenhe. This isn't on anyone. Wow. Shenhe, we've seen it earlier. Like the other ones, but with EM. Goro. Maybe Ningguang, you know, just pure damage. Favonius for sure. Kaching. Kind of an annoying piece that I want to unlock, but it is what it is. Shenhe. Support piece. Support, yep. Okay. I haven't seen this one. Good piece. This is actually really good in Elon. The HP percent low rolled, but this piece is cracked. It's a 4-liner that only hit the damage stats. Very frustrating flat HP roll. Don't really use this, but there are teams where Xiangling can wear Noblesse and be a pure support with Favonius, and this is perfect. I don't think I've ever used this in the Abyss, but if there's ever a Geo character that needs ER, we're saving it for him or her. We saw this circlet, really good HP circlet. Goro, disgustingly good and disgusting to look at. Very good Shenhe piece that could be better. We've seen this. Solid artifact. This is the healing bonus circlet that I've referred to a few times. And another really good crit damage circlet that I've had on Ito before. Save this feather for possible 2-piece combinations. We've seen the Sands. Insane EM Goblet if they want crit. Decent Electro Goblet. Seen this circlet. You know, the Cosmo pieces are tough, man. Blah. Thanos. Really good artifact if you have enough crit rate. But it is hard to get enough crit rate when you have no crit rate on the flower. If this is a 4-liner, man. Very solid EM Sands. One of the oldest pieces on my account. Somehow never got a better attack stance. And this was on Ningguang for a very long time. This is not an Ayaka at the moment. If I don't use Mona, just throw this flower on. Neither of my flowers have attack percent, which is really annoying, but they got crit. Support piece with the double max HP or attack. High ER, very high crit rate. I was extremely frustrated when I get this artifact, because at the time, my Elan could have an off-piece feather, and I remember strongboxing this thinking, okay, this is going to be it. And it only hit crit one time. And my Elan didn't need ER because it was an emblem build. This game is fucking cursed. HP Sands missed once. Duplicate freaking defense Sands. Seen this goblet. Really, really good circlet. Pretty damn solid circlet. And then let me tell you about this. This is the most cursed and most rare Genshin artifact you will ever see. This is more rare than a 54 CV artifact. Let me break it down, top to bottom. It's on a defense scaling set, and it's an attack goblet. Okay, so that's cursed item number 1. It was a 3-liner, and plus forward into a min roll crit rate while already having min roll crit damage. Okay, so there's some more cursedness. The EM is a min roll. That's cursed. And then it's only hit ER, which you would think is not cursed, but 18.1 with the game's rounded numbers. That is 4 min rolls of ER. If we go to Google and do 4.5 times 4, Okay, that's not what I typed. That is 18, 18.1. The game's numbers, or for some reason, have multiple numbers behind the 1 decimal point, although they round everything to the 10th. I don't understand why. This piece will stay at plus 16 until I quit the game. When I permanently quit this game, I'll plus 20 it, and if it min rolls one more time, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. Because every single roll has been the lowest possible roll, and it has perfect substats on a piece that doesn't make any sense to begin with, because it's attack on a geo set with defense scaling. You will not find a more cursed artifact, I promise you. And then we get to the 4 stars that aren't on. We've seen these. You never know when an exile user might need EM and crit. Pretty good HP sands. Good goblet. Hydro goblet. We have one of each main stats. The other ones are on right now. We've got HP, we got attack, we got healing bonus, we got... I don't think I have crit damage, actually. And I don't think I have defense percent, but we have all the ones that are relevant. All with ER substats. Onto the instructors. Pretty damn good CV on a flower for instructors, but, you know, whatever. Don't need it. Decently high ER. Good sands. High ER in the goblet. A Geo goblet that for some reason I've kept because Zhongli can use instructors. It's kind of cursed, but crystallizes an EM reaction. And it's beautiful looking. And we got a Pyro Goblet with double crit. Hell yeah. HP hat, EM hat, all with crit rate and ER. But then they've also all missed into flat attack. I don't know how I've pulled that off. My luck is cursed in this game. All 4 of these pieces missed once into flat attack when they all have crit and ER. It's a fascinating video game. And then we've got the stragglers that I've just gotten in the past few days. This is only hit crit rate. This is a 4-liner that hit what we want so far. If it hits flat attack, it's gone. Healing bonus circlet that I could maybe off-piece for like Mika, and just some random ass defense goblet chillin' with some exile pieces. So that's fucking it. This has been 90 minutes of torture. Gotta bring up the character archive and who we've skipped. Skip! No Nilu, no Sino. Sumeru sucked. The only thing I liked about the Sumeru patch was Wanderer, and then I was fortunately enough to lose a bunch of 50-50s to Dea. But other than that, we basically skipped Sumeru. Fontaine though, Fontaine got the credit card back in action. Okay, kill me.